my connection with Source, God, whatever I want to call it, my connection with Source, the divine, highest priority right there. When I have that actively in alignment, I know that I'm a goddess, I'm a creatress. I know I'm worthy, I know I'm deserving, and I know I'm powerful. And so when I'm in that place of alignment, I just summon things in. I summon in the beloved who reflects the love that I know I'm worth back to me. So that lover is not who I put my worth into. I don't need the lover to feel worthy. I don't need the job to feel like I'm worthy. I don't need the kids to, think something of me as a mother to feel worthy. In essence, I am the goddess creatress, and I have created the children. I've created the family life. I've created the beloved and drawn it to me. And as I draw it to me, that beloved will reflect and express the love and the gratitude that I feel for myself to me. And so if we're in relationships where we've actually tried to hide out behind a lover, we're trying to, avoid our own inner alignment with Source so that we hope this person will save us, we go and kind of hide out in their energy field, and we start to suffocate really quickly. And that one could never fulfill our need that we have with our connection with Source. And they'll maybe try in the beginning. There'll be all the romantic, experiences that will be given to help us try to feel safer. But big picture, we're not going to feel the sense of contentment very long unless we have our oxygen on. Because without the oxygen, you start suffocating really quickly. So if you think of it that way, my connection with Source, I'm breathing, I've got oxygen flowing, I am fulfilling myself. I am love myself. I am worthy. I am receptive. I am open. I am. That energy now starts to attract other energies in. So if we're thinking, like with this job I was at, I've had contrasting situations. One job, I'm seen, I have space and freedom to create, to express. Nobody's on my back. No one's like harassing me. No one's trying to micromanage me into being a clone of them. I can breathe. I feel honored. And I've got that expression. Another contrasting situation, micromanaging, people trying to clone me into them, trying to control me, trying to make me submit to their way, even though I can feel they are lost and don't know where they're going. Very contrasting situations. But neither of them are making me feel I'm worthy. Neither one of those jobs are my worth. And I feel like this is a big part of what we've been taught in a society, and this includes the men big time, is that we are what we do. So your worth, in essence, you're taught often, and correct me if I'm wrong, but any of you listening, share feedback if you'd like to. How often have you felt like your worth is who you are, what you do, what you're contributing? That's what your worth is. It's not. Your worth is just you being here. Just the fact that I woke up this morning, I am Tanya Love. That's my egoic identity. A Tanya Love is the name given to the one wearing this meat suit. But the consciousness is who I am. And it is ever flowing. It is infinite. It is intelligent. It is very creative. That consciousness is the I am, the true I am. Now, I could be a yoga teacher today, and in a year, I'll be an author traveling the world and signing books. And then I might be, a motivational speaker. But none of those things, none of those jobs are who I am. They're not my worth. Those are just things that I am contributing towards society through. They're like tools and modalities of transformation that my soul feels excited by, so I'm playing with them. So it's really important that we understand that our job is not giving us our identity. That isn't where we get our worth. Our partner's not where we get our worth from. These are things that are very important to see. Our children are not, because how many women have I met that they put everything into their children? And I was one of those women in my younger years that did put everything into my children. And it comes a day where you're just like, geez, like, what am I even about? And I'm exhausted, and I'm not just a chauffeur, and I'm not just the, nurse that's going to help everybody. Like, sometimes I get this experience inside that I just want to go do something that's completely creative and completely fun for me. And so this is where we need to start balancing as women. We need to, first of all, drop the guilt, the pain, and the shame of being worthy, because you are. If I could just wave my magical wand at all of you and wake you up from the sleep if you've been under, I would totally do it. And this show, in essence, is that wand. It's just like, wake up, sisters. Like, you are already amazing. You are already beautiful and deserving. And so many of us, going through different childhood experiences and different adult experiences, we've kind of slowly distanced ourselves from that innocence and from that purity that is innately ours, that can never be tainted, it can never be taken. And we have to really stay awake in this human experience so that we don't fall asleep with all the ones teaching us that we're shamed, that we're guilty, that we're bad at some level. We're just bad apples and sinners, and we need to repent for the rest of our lives, or we have to go do all these deeds as martyrs and, carry the weight of the world on our shoulders so that we'll be worthy. It's all off. None of that is going to give you your worth. What's going to give you your worth, or more correctly, what's going to return you to the alignment of what is truth for you already, is that you're going to open your eyes, your heart, and your consciousness and remember you always were worthy. You never weren't. It's just been an illusion you bought into. And you bought into it, not because you wanted to suffer, but because people who meant well, who loved you, who also let go of that truth, they started to project it on you. They started to condition you into believing that. You started to believe in those conditioning lies, and you started to suffer. And all I'm here to do, I feel like, honestly, the messenger I am in my life and in every place I walk is just to be a truth teller, to be one that waves the wand of truth, that wakes up the sleeping. So all the sleepwalkers will open their eyes and realize, whoa, what is happening? I think I've been kind of in a coma for a while. I completely forgot I was awesome. I completely forgot that I had a right to be happy, that I am the creator of my happiness, and that nobody else holds that but me. And so I'm going to pause because, I was just fired up there. Is there any comments or questions coming in, Amnon?
Nope. And you are fired, and keep that fire going.
Whew.
Fan it.
What's up?
I said fan that fire.
Fan the flame. Okay. So one thing I found was interesting.
It's working.
I just drew a card from my Isis deck today, and it's the Rising Sun, the Divine Solar Child Reborn. And that's what it looks like. And in essence, this card is talking about the power that comes from when we move through a dark phase in our life. We go through the struggle. Actually, I'm just going to read it because I feel like it's not super long. I'm just going to read it and then we'll break it down. So this one, the Divine Solar Child Reborn, says a dark phase and struggle is over. A new phase is upon you, one of hope, glory, light, and triumph. It is one through boldness, persistence, and strength. Even when you felt like giving up, you choose to stay strong, to surrender to the divine, and to continue with the path. You have been through much, and now victory is upon you, beloved one. For the divine solar child, a new consciousness within you is born. And I feel like this card is so beautiful, and maybe me reading these words, it's kind of touching you in some way, those listening, because all of you listening, you're here for a reason. It's like the angelic meeting has been called, and you got the message and you felt intuitive guidance to come, or you just were like, whoa, that's where I need to go today. Really listen to this message, because at some level I'm mirroring back a part of your journey. And I feel that so much that I have learned as a healer that has profoundly changed my life, and I've seen how it's affecting all of my clients, is the acknowledgement of the soul, of that inner child. The acknowledgement of, like what Dr. Tony Rivera and I were talking about last week, was the acknowledgement of inner child, or the unconscious aspects of self, the unconscious memories that have been suppressed, denied, numbed. They're just pushed down. That energy has to be acknowledged. And until we do, we in essence walk around and we're in a sleepwalking state. We become controllers. We want to micromanage. We have addictions. We suffer with depression. We have anxiety. All of these things are a result from inner child not being heard, not being tuned into. And so what I've observed as a healer, working with clients and helping them to tune in to inner child and really honor the child again, honor the voice of the child. Let the child speak to you. You don't make it speak. You just tune in and listen. And that child sometimes has deep pain it's been holding. It's been dealing with stuff. It's been trying to be the mature one. It had to grow up way too soon at age 4, or it had to become, the breadwinner at age 13, 15. And it kind of suppressed a piece of its soul at that place in its life that needs to be acknowledged, so that as we can pull it to the surface and we can tune in, we can start to heal together. So then, in essence, the divine solar child and the divine mother, so think of that as your higher self, divine mother and child work together and they create harmony together. And that is when you no longer, I'm going to just use the words, one of Marianne Williamson's books, A Woman's Worth, which I honestly had already had the title of the show, Spirit Gave Me, before I also this morning was guided to look at my bookshelf and I see her book kind of illuminating A Woman's Worth, which I'll show it to you. Amazing book. I haven't read this book in years. And I literally just opened it up today and I was like, okay, what do you have to say to me? Because I already knew I was calling the show this. So let's see what I open up randomly to. And it was all about how when we're the goddess, when we're actually in our alignment, we will move with more gracefulness and honor and strength and presence. We attract in all that we need and desire. We're not trying to get something out there to fill us up within. We don't think that the man's going to save us or the job's going to save us or the children are going to save us. We realize that these are just all reflections of our creation that are extensions of our own beauty within that we are creating. And if they don't feel good, if there's like a relationship that doesn't feel honoring, it doesn't feel nurturing, we have every right to release it. If it will not choose healing, so this is like if you're with a partner and they will not honor you, no matter what you do. I look at this as, from my soul's awareness, that when a soul comes in and they're poking on you and probing on you and kicking you sometimes, like drop kicking you, face in the mud, trying to get you to leave, because that is their job. They're like, nope, I am not the one that's going to teach you your lessons anymore. I am not the one going to give you the love you deserve. I'm going to keep probing you until you move into expansion, because that's where you belong. And I had that with a relationship that I clung to for years and just hoped he would get it. I hoped he would love me the way I felt I deserved. And he just couldn't. And sometimes we have to realize as women that we don't want to stay in a place where we're needing them, whoever the them is, the external them, to love us enough so that we tolerate abuse and we tolerate, terrible things that we would never tolerate. Because that is never going to save us. We need to save ourselves. And this topic today of a woman's worth, as soon as you understand your worth, as soon as you reconnect and realign with your source within, and you remember that your worth, that your goodness, your abundance, your creations, your everything comes through source, through you, then you've got it figured out. Then everything around you is a bonus. It's just like a magical part of the fun game. So, okay, this beloved shows up and it mirrors back to me. He says to me the beautiful things that I feel inside of myself. He confirms what I already know. That's fun. But it's not something where I don't feel I'm worthy, so I need him to say stuff. Or sometimes we feel so bad inside, people could even say nice things, but we can't receive them. We can't accept them as truth. So a beloved comes along and says, you're so beautiful, you're so smart. And we're like, no, I'm not. I'm terrible, I'm ugly. And we reject that. And so I'm really encouraging any of you listening today to tune into that in yourself and just to be honest with yourself today. Like, Do I have places in me where I could benefit to open myself more, to be more receptive, to be more truthful, more honest? Is there places where I'm really wanting the love from out there